Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm delighted to have you all here today. Today, we will be exploring the important topic of compliance, quality assurance, or CQA. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I hold a PhD in this field. In this presentation, we'll cover the fundamentals of compliance, the role of quality assurance, and how they work together to ensure excellence. So, let's get started and delve into this crucial topic. In this slide, I want to highlight the main objectives of CQA, or Compliance Quality Assurance. First and foremost, it's about ensuring that we comply with global GMP regulations. This is critical because it helps us protect patient safety, maintain product quality, and ensure efficacy. Essentially, our goal is to establish a strong pharmaceutical quality system, or PQS, that supports consistent and reliable manufacturing processes. Now, let's connect this to the bigger picture of GMP, or Good Manufacturing Practice. GMP is a regulatory system that governs how we manufacture our products, making sure everything is controlled and up to standard. CQA, on the other hand, is the function that makes sure we're actually following those GMP rules. It's important to understand that QA, or quality assurance, is proactive. It builds quality into our processes right from the start, aiming to prevent issues before they occur. Conversely, QC, or quality control, is reactive, focused on testing and identifying problems after production. Finally, QA oversees all activities that impact product quality throughout the entire life cycle. This comprehensive approach ensures that quality isn't just a check at the end, but an integral part of everything we do. This slide emphasizes how essential a robust CQA system is to maintaining high standards in pharmaceutical manufacturing. On this slide, we see that the Quality Management System, or QMS, is designed to integrate all quality-related activities to ensure compliance across the board. It's the backbone that keeps everything aligned with regulatory expectations. Let's focus on some core GMP principles that underpin this system. First, quality by design, or QBD, emphasizes building quality into the product from the very beginning, rather than just testing it at the end. It's about understanding processes deeply to prevent issues proactively. Next, a risk-based approach is vital. It helps us identify potential problems early and prioritize actions based on their impact, which makes our quality efforts more efficient and effective. Data integrity, often summarized as ALCOA+, is another critical element. It ensures that data is attributable, legible, contemporaneous, original, accurate, and complete, essential for trust and compliance. Our system is also documentation-driven, meaning thorough, accurate records support transparency and traceability. And of course, ongoing training and competency are fundamental. They ensure our team is always equipped with the right knowledge and skills. Shifting gears, QA, or quality assurance, focuses more on prevention rather than detection. By strengthening our processes and controls up front, we reduce the likelihood of issues occurring in the first place. Now, the Pharmaceutical Quality System, or PQS, forms the foundation of GMP compliance. It encompasses key elements like our quality policy and objectives, which set our commitment levels, the quality manual, outlining our procedures, our organizational structure, which defines roles and responsibilities, and our continuous improvement efforts, which help us evolve and enhance our processes over time. All of these pieces work together to create a resilient and effective quality framework that supports not just compliance, but also the consistent delivery of safe, effective products. Let's take a closer look at the roles and responsibilities of the QA, or CQA, team. One of the key duties is SOP approval and document control. This means we review and approve standard operating procedures to ensure they are clear, accurate, and up-to-date, which is vital for maintaining consistency and compliance. Another critical responsibility is batch record review and product release. We meticulously examine the batch records to confirm all processes were followed correctly and the product meets quality standards before it's released to the market. Deviations and CAPA management are also under our scope. When something goes off plan, we investigate the root cause, implement corrective and preventive actions, and make sure similar issues don't happen again. Internal audits and inspections are another essential part of our role. We regularly check our processes and facilities to ensure ongoing compliance with regulations and internal standards. Finally, change control is a key responsibility. Any changes to processes, equipment, or procedures are carefully evaluated, documented, and controlled to prevent unintended impacts on product quality. Overall, QA reviews procedures, records, and ensures compliance across the board, acting as a safeguard to uphold quality and regulatory standards throughout the entire operation. Let's talk about documentation and data integrity. Good documentation practices, or GDP and GDOCP, are fundamental to ensuring that all our records are clear, consistent, and reliable. This means maintaining controlled SOPs and records that are up-to-date and properly managed. Now, a key concept here is the ALCOA Plus principles. These are essential for good documentation. Attributable means every entry should clearly indicate who made it and when. Legible ensures that records are easily read and understood. Contemporaneous means entries are made at the time the activity occurs, not later. Original refers to the initial records, and accurate means the data must truly reflect what actually happened. We also need to be aware of electronic data compliance, especially under regulations like 21 CFR Part 11. This ensures that electronic records are trustworthy and equivalent to paper records, maintaining data integrity in digital formats. Ultimately, proper documentation isn't just about keeping records. It's about ensuring traceability and compliance. It allows us to verify what was done, when, and by whom, which is critical for quality, regulatory adherence, and overall integrity in our work. Let's take a closer look at risk management, according to ICH Q9. First, it involves risk identification and assessment, which are essential steps to understand where potential issues might arise in our processes. To do this effectively, we utilize tools like FMEA, or failure mode and effects analysis, which helps us identify possible failure points and their impact. Another useful tool is HACCP, or hazard analysis and critical control points, which is particularly valuable for managing risks in food and pharmaceutical safety. Once we've identified the risks, the next step is risk mitigation and review. This is where risk-based thinking becomes central to good manufacturing practice, or GMP, systems. It's about proactively managing risks rather than just reacting to issues. Moving on to GMP compliance, it encompasses a range of validation and qualification activities. For equipment, we perform qualification, which includes installation qualification, IQ, operational qualification, OQ, and performance qualification, PQ. These steps ensure our equipment consistently performs as intended. Similarly, process validation confirms that our manufacturing processes reliably produce quality products. Cleaning validation guarantees our cleaning procedures effectively remove contaminants. And analytical method validation ensures our testing methods are accurate and reliable. Finally, it's critical to remember that any critical process must be validated and kept under control. This is key to maintaining product quality and ensuring patient safety. Now, let's talk about audits and regulatory inspections, which are essential components of maintaining compliance and quality. Internal audits, or self-inspections, are conducted by our own teams to identify any gaps early on. External audits, on the other hand, are carried out by suppliers or regulatory bodies like the FDA, EMA, or CDSCO to ensure that we meet their standards. It's important to remember that inspection readiness is not optional. It's a mandatory part of our routine. Being prepared at all times helps us demonstrate our commitment to GMP compliance and quality standards. Key areas we focus on include deviations, CAPA, and change control. Managing deviations effectively is critical. All deviations must be recorded and thoroughly investigated. This process helps us understand what went wrong and how to prevent future issues. Root cause analysis, or RCA, plays a central role here. By identifying the true cause of a deviation, we can implement effective CAPA, corrective and preventive actions, to address the root problem. Additionally, change control systems ensure that any modifications to processes or procedures are properly evaluated and approved before implementation, helping us avoid unintended consequences. Overall, these systems work together to uphold GMP standards, ensure product quality, and maintain compliance with regulatory requirements. Remember, thorough documentation and investigation are vital. All deviations must be recorded and investigated to uphold our commitment to quality and compliance. Now, let's talk about batch release and product quality review, or PQR for short. This is a critical step in ensuring that every product we release meets our quality standards. First, we have the batch record review, which is carried out by our QA team. They thoroughly check all the documentation and data associated with each batch to confirm that everything was produced according to our specifications and regulatory requirements. Once the batch passes this review, the release authorization is given by a qualified person or the QA head. This step is essential because it provides an independent confirmation that the product is safe, effective, and ready for distribution. Additionally, we conduct an annual product quality review. This is a comprehensive assessment that looks at the overall quality performance of our products over the year. It helps us identify trends, areas for improvement, and ensures continuous compliance with our quality standards. Overall, these processes ensure consistency and compliance of our products, which ultimately protects our customers and upholds our reputation for quality. They are integral to maintaining trust and excellence in everything we produce. Let's take a closer look at some of the key challenges we face in GMP compliance. One major issue is navigating complex global regulations, which can vary significantly across different countries and regions. This complexity often translates into high costs of compliance, as organizations need to invest heavily in systems, training, and processes to meet these diverse requirements. Maintaining data integrity is another critical challenge. Accurate, consistent data is essential for ensuring product quality and meeting regulatory standards. Audit readiness is also a constant concern. Being prepared at all times for inspections without last-minute surprises requires diligent documentation and ongoing vigilance. When we consider common GMP compliance risks, we see violations related to data integrity, such as data manipulation or loss, which can seriously undermine trust and compliance. Inadequate documentation is another risk. If records aren't thorough and precise, it can lead to questions about the product's safety and quality. Poor validation practices can compromise processes, and gaps in staff training often result in mistakes or non-compliance. Contamination risks remain a persistent threat, especially if hygiene and cleaning protocols aren't strictly followed. All of these challenges and risks underline how critical it is to stay vigilant. Because non-compliance can have serious consequences, regulatory actions like warnings, fines, or even shutdowns, it's vital that we proactively address these issues. Staying ahead of these challenges is not only about avoiding penalties, but also about safeguarding the integrity of our products and the trust of our patients. Now, let's look at some best practices that can really make a difference in our quality management efforts. First, strong PQS implementation is essential. It provides a structured framework that ensures consistency and accountability across all processes. Next, leveraging digital quality systems, or EQMS, helps us streamline documentation, tracking, and compliance, making everything more efficient and transparent. Continuous training programs are also vital. They keep our teams up to date with the latest standards and practices, fostering a culture of quality and continuous improvement. And speaking of culture, building a quality culture across the organization encourages everyone to take ownership and pride in our products and processes. All these practices support GMP compliance, which is fundamental to ensuring safety, maintaining high-quality standards, and securing regulatory approval. When we integrate these elements, we're not just meeting requirements, we're establishing a robust foundation for consistent excellence in everything we do. For further support, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help you with any questions or additional information you might need. Feel free to contact us through the provided channels. And with that, I want to sincerely thank you for your time and attention today. Your engagement makes all the difference, and I appreciate your commitment to this topic. Remember, we're always available to support you as you apply what you've learned. Thanks again, and have a great day.